Good afternoon. My name is Olufemilayo Tubi, and this afternoon I'm going to be talking about invigilation and invigilation. When we invigilate during any assessment, why do we invigilate? And what is the outcome of proper invigilation? Assessment, don't forget, is find out exactly how much and what it is that the children have learned, that the learners have learned from what you've taught. Now, during any invigilation, it's expected that integrity is the key word. At the start of invigilating, on the board, in a conspicuous place, you have the starting time, the ending time, and the subject. The rules are read to the children, to the learners. And when the rules, keep it simple, keep it simple. You've read the rules, and then depending on the age, the rules go according to the age. In a primary school, for the lower elementary, the younger children, you need to tell them that the science, English, maths starts now. You're going to have maybe 45 minutes or 1 hour. Remember to read the instructions. Remember to read each page. Don't skip any question. Write in good handwriting. And then you tell them to start. Invigilators are not expected to sit down. You go round checking that there's no hanky-panky going on. You're checking to see that no child falls asleep in that timeline. I know there's a tendency to just rush and finish, and sometimes they do rubbish, so to say. So you're checking. You're not checking and going to them and looking at their paper, picking it up and reading it, but you're checking to see that things are going on all right. If a child finishes in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it is your duty to let the child go over. Remember, you've told them that you're not taking the papers until the time is done. You teach them to use their time effectively. And so maybe if he or she has finished in 15 minutes out of 45 minutes, you need to tell the person to read over carefully. Check that you haven't left any number unanswered. Check that where you have to write, you use neat handwriting and it's not rough. And then at the end of the time, you stand in front of them. During this time you've been going around, should you need to sit down, ensure that you don't sit down for more than a minute or two. Then you get up and go around again. There's a consciousness in the eyes, in the mind of the learner, that there's an adult going around and checking to see that everything is going on all right. At the end, when you say stop writing, put your pens down, as they used to tell us when we were young, or your pencils down, then you ask them to check page by page. For the younger ones, check page 1. Have you finished every question there? Check page 2. Did you skip any question there? Check page 3. Until you get to the last page. Now, if you have finished all the questions, I'm going to be collecting. Now, in some schools, when you are given the instruction not to check individual children's work as you go around, people take it to extremes by saying, they said we shouldn't check the child. You see the child making a mistake, you keep quiet, and even at the end of it, or when you're supposed to be addressing everybody to rectify things, you say, they said we should not say anything. Let me just collect it. Because we need to train. If your school is not at the level of independence, where the children are independently doing the right thing during assessment, they're not being prompted, because the in word now is prompt. The parents expect you to prompt because you want your scores to look as if they're all brilliant in the class, no matter their abilities. You prompt. Prompting shouldn't take place during an exam or formal assessment. because you want to genuinely see what is the performance of my student, of my learners, of my child. Did he really understand? And if he did, at what level compared to the rest of the class is he or she performing? You can't have integral answers when the process is not integral. So we're talking about ensuring that everybody has proper writing materials, everybody has clear question papers, everybody is aware of what subject is being written and the time frame, and there's a clock that people can see, and you, the vigilator, you're on your toes. I don't say you should tiptoe. I mean that you are vigilant and you're walking around quietly, not distracting the children. And at the exact time, maybe 5 minutes towards the end, you go over the things I've talked about that they should check. They should check. And let's train our children with ideas like with the word like circle or underline or tick. Teach them to look out for instructions, to be instruction conscious, so that anywhere they go and write exams, they tick where they're supposed to tick, underline where they're supposed to underline, circle where they're supposed to circle, and not just go through the question paper anyhow. So this has been Olufumlayo to be talking about invigilation, assessments to an extent, and guiding in an integral way without the prompting factor. We're all professional teachers, well, we should be, and our goal should be to make these learners to be independent learners that can show the quality of work that we have taught them wherever they find themselves. So have a good week ahead. God bless you.